I've been trading for 4 years, and I'm gonna tell you what I learned about myself from trading. And you can learn from my experience from my 4 years of trading, and you might be able to relate. And this might give you some awareness and help you learn about yourself through trading. So, we're gonna talk about me, but I'm gonna try to apply it to you as much as possible. Now, I placed my first trade, I think it was in around June 2020, 2020, so about 4 years ago. 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2020. That's crazy. And it was a buy on Bitcoin. I don't remember the exact price. I think it was around $9,000. And I sold it around $11,000 and made like $100. That was my first ever trade. Since then, I've had a couple huge winning years. I've had a couple losing years. I've had some strings of amazing months. I've had terrible months. I've done pyramiding, long-term investing, spot, futures, forex, crypto perpetual futures, prop firms. I've done $30,000, $40,000 in payouts with prop firms. I've been scammed seven figures by prop firms in supposed trading capital. Scammed over $100,000 in risk though. I've traded indices, I've traded gold, I've traded algos, bots. I've done a whole lot of things in 4 years. And I've really learned a lot about myself. It's held up a mirror to me. And I think what surprised me is how much I learned about my weaknesses. I learned that my weaknesses are weaker than I thought, and it helped cement what I already knew to be my strengths. And it feels like a pretty costly lesson, not necessarily in terms of money, but in terms of time. But I know it's going to pay me back in the years going forward, and it's been quite a journey. So, what I've learned, mainly about my strengths and weaknesses about myself, is a couple things. One, I already knew these to be strengths, so I'm going to start with that, and we'll get to weaknesses, and that's really what I learned. I'm a strong creative visionary. I'm and a strong worker around that. Like I can make stuff happen. I can make things happen. I can launch businesses. I can build things. I can build, and the way this applies to trading is I can build rule-based algorithmic trading systems, and I can do this without knowing how to code. I can do this from top-down theory of I have a concept and I understand the fundamental behind it, and I understand how this would work out in charts, and then I can develop a mathematically quantifiable algorithmic trading system. So I've been able to develop a lot of trading systems. Haven't necessarily been able to stick with them, so we'll come back to that. But that is my strength. One of my strengths is developing systems, being a visionary. And another strength that I have is I'm excellent with people. I connect with people well. I like people. I understand what motivates people. I understand what people dream about, what they're afraid of. I understand how to incentivize people. I work well with people. So the way that would work in trading could be me being here in front of you and talking to you. If you're listening to me, I think that says something about I'm acknowledging I'm probably decent with people. If you're listening and you're watching this video, I can connect to you. And I've been able to connect with investors and with quants and developers and so on, and sort of be a spoke or a hub of networks. So like, if those are my strengths, the things that I should do is focus on developing systems, building community teams, marketing, getting on YouTube, education, selling, these sorts of things. What I learned about myself is that and we'll get into the details of why, but I don't actually like to put on the trades. I do, but I don't anymore. It's too close to, it feels like gambling. So I hyperfixate, and hyperfixation is a good thing when I'm like launching a business and I'm building a website and I'm making a course and I'm making a system, or I'm writing a book, I'm launching a brand, these sorts of things. But so in my life, hyperfixation has been great. And workaholism has been excellent. You know, you see how many YouTube channels I've had and how many videos I produce. Like, I'm been able to be um, very productive, produce a lot. The problem with trading execution is I have a tendency to fixate on individual trades. So if I open up a trade, even if I've developed, in theory, a set it and forget it system that takes 15 minutes a day, the reality is I will spend a lot of time staring at the chart and staring at this trade and staring at and just taking up a huge amount of my conscious, taking a huge amount of my psyche, thinking about my open positions when I'm asleep. And I don't like it because there's a performance problem where it causes me to make errors because I'm watching when I shouldn't be watching. And then it also makes me less productive in developing systems because so much of my bandwidth is on execution. And it's also made it so that I'm degrades my own personal life where like I'm supposed to be present with people and I'm checking the chart when there's nothing for me to do because my system says do nothing outside of the schedule. And it's also prevented me from, it's taken so much bandwidth, it's prevented me from starting and running a lot of businesses, which historically I've been able to run a lot of businesses at the same time, or work a job, or run a couple services and run a lot of businesses. And instead, I've just fixated on trading execution, which has degraded the quality of my life and my time. So I realized that I'm more neurotic and anxious than I thought I was. And I have this tendency to hyperfixate is not really very conducive to actually running trades. And the way that it's played out is like, man, I trade. It causes me to. It also causes performance errors because at times, if I'm staring at the chart till 1 a.m., till 2 a.m., I don't sleep well, and then that causes my physiology to be off, and then I start to make trading errors. So I've had these awesome, wonderful systems and awesome, wonderful analysis and visions of where the market's going to go, but oftentimes have not been able to trade them because of my own hyperfixation, anxiety, and over managing of trades and deviating from systems and jumping from systems and so on. So where that is leading me to today, what I learned about that is that it makes 100% perfect sense for me to trade algos and bots only. And I can focus on developing systems, I can focus on education, I can focus on marketing and selling, developing, marketing, and selling trading systems that help people. I think that's valuable. I don't think there's any shame in letting bots trade for me. I also don't think there's any shame in charging for education. And I don't think there's any shame in running a trading business and not being the trader. And I don't think there's any shame in, I feel proud of it. And I'm happy that I have more time to go do other things. Like I'm starting a business that is what's a service. It's an adventure, guided hikes on Oahu. So I have time to do these other things. Like I want to go take people mountain climbing, get paid for that while bots are running my trades. So I made that switch and I feel incredible about it and I'm certain about it. And I may go back to investing, but I'll never go back to like the sort of trading that I was doing before, I don't think. I will always look to have bots trade for me, work with quants who can set it up for me, and focus on the creative aspects, not the execution. So no more trading execution for me. And I think subconsciously I knew for a while like I was sick of the gambling experience and just the feeling of trading and putting on trades that I needed to go on a losing streak that would just make me quit basically. So it was necessary for me to like what I learned from reading Market Wizards is people have reasons for losing. And one of the reasons people lose is they don't want to trade, like they don't want to do it anymore. And I had that experience of like, why I should be winning, like why am I losing? It's like, I'm trying to get out of this. I don't want to trade. Now you might love to trade, personally, like most people are different. I think I'm great at developing systems. I don't like trading. I think a lot of people like to trade. They're not great at developing systems. They don't like it. They don't have to, right? So let's make a deal. I will give you my systems. You trade them, right? So that's my idea. Now, for those of you, I already have people asking about putting them onto the bots. I'm not set up to do that right now. I don't know when I will be. It's not a priority right now. I'm not set up either as a money manager to do that, and I'm not set up. I don't know how to license it to plug it into somebody's account. So right now it's just me. I don't know when that will happen, but what I can do is, and what I'm doing is sharing my trading systems with you, which are manual, but they're designed to be traded in 15 to 30 minutes a day. In practice, for me, it led to a lot of chart watching, but the systems are good, and if you don't have the same neurotic tendencies as me, they will probably work great for you. And not that they didn't work for me, it's just I couldn't. I'm just sick of being on the charts at 1 a.m. staring at them. So these are. I develop trading systems. I have several that are very good. That are the one I'm sharing. The main one I'm sharing right now, called Forex Winning Machine. It's based on the concept of the law of large numbers. The more coins you flip, if you have a small edge, the more you're going to win over time. Same concept as a blackjack player who might only have a small edge, but they bet often. So this system produces a lot of trades, sometimes 50 plus in a month, and it's set up so that there's an indicator which just tells you what to do, gives a suggested stop loss and TP. If you integrate with TradingView and you just right click, put on the trades, you can go through a list of 50, sort the few that have trades to put on, and then just right click, put them on. And you do that in 15 to 30 minutes a day. I try to make it so easy a dog could do it. And then there's no trade management. It's just set it and forget it. You let it run. And there's a risk management plan. You don't risk huge, maybe 1%, maybe not even 1%, but you let over time, you do 500 coin flips a year and you have a small edge on all of them. What's going to happen? You're going to make some money. So there's a link to that system down below, and I'll help you get started with that. And yeah, I'm excited to. Well, I'm not just excited about the direction this is going for me, but I'm happy about it because I have more time to help people, more time to work with people, more time to touch grass, more time to be in front of people, more time to work different sorts of things and have different experiences. And yeah, so I mean that's what I learned about myself, is that I'm a lot more neurotic and anxious than I thought. And yeah, also part of it is being, yeah, just yeah, basically. And I'm tend to hyperfixate, which isn't good for trading execution, but is excellent for building business. So I'm focusing on letting bots run things for me, and then developing systems, education, and getting in front of people and sharing. So hope you find that helpful. Much love. Talk to you soon. Peace.